Let's add another video to the category of, now for something completely different. Time to put my metalworking hat back on. What I have here is a hanging pot rack made of mild steel. It's made to look like an old wrought iron piece, but it's not, it's just mild steel. A friend of mine wants to hang this on a false chimney in her kitchen so she can hang pots from it, but it's way too big for that application. You can see from this picture what it looks like and where I need to, the red box is where I need to cut off, and then I have to remove 2 of the hooks. Well, I've already done that, and I sent a picture to the owner, and she, oh, why don't you shoot a video if you're doing all this? So here we are. So anyway, I've already done that. So this is the part that is no longer going to be used. This is the big section of it. This is the section that's going to be used. I've cut it off so it'll fit right up against the wall. She wants to keep the chain to give it some presence, I guess. And I've removed the hanging hooks here and here because up against a wall, those hooks will be pretty much useless. Now what I need to do now is I have to take these straps and I have to weld these all together here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I have to weld a bracket on the back here for added strength, and then a bracket here and here to have the holes to hang it on the wall. And then this chain, I just remove half of the chain, and that gives me the added ability, added hanging strength, as it were, to hang it to the wall. So let's get busy and do some welding. This is Cree. This is the wonderful woman that I'm doing this pot rack for, that I showed. I was cutting and welding and all that. But I surprised her this morning because I made a back plate to hang it onto the wall with, of maple, and an engraved Cree's Kitchen into the backing plate.
It's beautiful. I'm really excited. I only bought the house in June. It's my first house. It's 90 years old, and this is going to look gorgeous in it against the backdrop of the faux bricked-in chimney that I've got going through the middle of the kitchen.
And Cree's been here. We've been working with stain combinations to find a stain that she wanted for this. You know, the customer's always right. Well, the customer's not always right. You just don't tell them that. So, hello. So we figured out the stain combination we want to do with this. Cree took, I dropped off the piece, the hanging rack part to Cree, and she cleaned, de-rusted, and painted it.
Yeah, because I found this on the side of the road a few months ago, and he had the great idea when we were considering how to mount it of hacking it in half and just putting it against the chimney. And
she painted it this morning, so got to wait for the paint to cure. So I didn't shoot the video, but I did weld up these pieces to this flat bar, welded a piece of flat bar in here for some rigidity, and then I welded in 2 tabs with screw holes, which will be bolted to the plate, and then the plate will be in turn be mollied to the wall.
And the chain is going to be held up by this extra piece, which came off the other side, which I still need to clean and paint.
That's her homework.
Pretty rusty.
Clean and paint that.
There's what the whole thing looked like at some point. Oh, there we go.
So that's where we're at right now. The next thing is for me to get the stain on this and get that mounted, and then Cree's going to get that done, and then we're going to go up. We'll shoot video when we're up there mounting this to the wall so that it mounts to the wall. Then we'll watch her hang all her pots up there.
Oh, I'm excited.
She wants the shelves back.
Yes, I really do. There's only so much space. It's an old kitchen.
Yeah, what do you expect in a 90-year-old house? I stained it, the plaque, and put some finish on it. Let's take a look at it here. So first I put some Varathane conditioner on it. This is Home Depot maple. So I put the Varathane conditioner on it. Then 2 different colors of aniline dye, which, as you all know, is alcohol-borne or water-borne. This is alcohol-borne. Before I put the polyurethane on, I put 2 or I think 3 barrier coats of shellac on top of the dried aniline dye to prevent the polyurethane from possibly pulling up some of the dye. Because when you have alcohol-borne dyes, sometimes the polyurethane can pull it up if you brush it on. So this is wipe-on poly, Watco, wipe-on polyurethane. And you can see, since the engraving is mostly end grain, it came out much darker, but Kriya is thinking about doing some gold paint or leaf in there or something when she gets it. So it's almost a shame to drill more holes in this for mounting it to the wall, but I've got the holes drilled for the pot rack to mount, and on the other side I have 1032 T-nuts recessed into the back. So that's what's going to mount the pot rack to the plaque. To mount it to the wall, we're going to use butterfly mollies because we're going through faux brick and half-inch hardy board and whatever mastic they use to put the faux brick on. So it'll be probably here and here. I'll do 2 mounting holes. Maybe I'll do a third one, it depends. I'll do a third one up here, but just to get it mounted to the wall nice and tight. And then I have some plugs that I'm going to stain the same color as this, put some urethane on them, and then we can put those plugs in place. So onward and upward. Oops, indeed. I didn't film the installation at Kriya's house, but here's what the installation spot looks like. This chimney that you're seeing is actually a faux chimney. It's a box chase with Z-brick made to look like a chimney. Now what this chase does is it hides a chimney. So it's a chimney chase that hides a real chimney. Now the real chimney is about, I don't know, 18 inches by 18 inches. This faux chimney is brought out to the plane of the front of the countertop. So I think they were trying to do is just make it life easier for themselves. I would have gone a different direction. I would not have boxed in the chimney. I would have left it the way it was, built the countertops around the chimney, and given whoever the homeowner was going to be, a little more counter space, or in front of that faux chimney, which is about that deep. So I drilled a test hole here to see how far the chase was from the chimney. I found it was about 7-8 inches. So plenty of room to mount it. Now what I use to mount the plaque are flip toggles. These are flip toggles. These can hold 600 pounds, not that that matters. And this is what they look like. Coming up close. So what it is a piece of plastic that's has these teeth on it. And you fold down the toggle like so. And then you put it through a 1/2-inch hole and it pops open on the inside. Let me show you. It's tight in a 1/2-inch hole. So I got a little piece of wood here with a 1/2-inch hole. So I'm going to force it through like so. And you put it through like that, and when you pull it back, the toggle opens up and you get that locked. Then you take this piece of plastic and you slide it down. I'm going to waste this one just for this demonstration. Like so, and you break this off. Just like that. Now, then the screws that come with it, which are 1/4-20, go through here, catch the threads on the toggle in the back, and you can tighten down pretty tight, very, very tight. We had to actually get another 1/4-20 screw that was 5 inches long because when I drilled the hole on the right side to mount this thing, I went through a stud. There was no stud on the left side, but a stud on this side, so I needed a longer screw to get back to where this toggle was going to wind up sitting. So here's the finished installation picture, kind of neat. And here's a picture with Kriya's pots on it. Now, we didn't wind up using the hook, the black hook that she wanted to put on the wall. It wasn't needed. That chain was not needed for any added lift strength to hold it in place. So we put a hook up at the top of the ceiling and just ran it up there to give it that kind of nice look there. So that's it. Kriya's very happy with this. It's installed. And I promise next time I do something like this, I'll take my cameras with me. I just went up there without them. Until next time, make great things out of wood.